Hi and welcome back to the cottage. Today we're going to be talking about some of the easy things that we can declutter before Christmas. There's no doubt about it, this is a busy time of year. So you might be wondering, Angela, why are you even bringing up the topic of decluttering right now when I've got my hands full cleaning and baking and preparing for all these different activities and events? I don't have time for decluttering. Well, the reason I am talking about it today is because I believe the 5 things on this list are important to declutter right here and now in this season before Christmas. The good news is that they're quick and easy to do, and once you've completed them, you'll be able to enjoy your holiday season a little bit more. The first easy category to declutter is anything that you know is going to be getting upgraded through gift giving or receiving this holiday season. Now, if you have kids in your home, that might be toys or games, books or clothing. If you know you're going to be buying them some of those new types of items, find a way to get rid of some of the extra that they have right now. Now, I'm not recommending you go around with a big box or bag and just start throwing their toys in. That is not a good idea. In fact, this is the perfect time of year to really talk to your kids about gratefulness and generosity and work with them side by side, finding toys, games, things that they no longer use or play with, and that they can have that opportunity to get rid of these items, decluttering and making some space for new things that they may be receiving, while at the same time blessing others who may be a little less fortunate. For yourself or other adults in the home, this mindset can benefit you as well. Will you be updating an electronic device or kitchen gadget, maybe getting a new pair of shoes this Christmas? Well, instead of holding on to the ones you have now as a potential backup for later and just keeping them in a storage spot, consider decluttering them and donating them so that someone else who could use them right now has access to them right away. The reason why it's important to declutter these types of items right now is that it helps us to keep our inventory levels in check. We don't have the capacity to just keep getting and getting without ever letting anything go. Our homes would be completely overrun. And though bringing decluttered items to a thrift store or a donation center is always an option, this time of year I would encourage you to try to give them away for free, either by listing them on a marketplace sell site online or by word of mouth. Okay, the second thing that is really important to declutter before Christmas is any type of warm winter gear. I'm talking about coats, hats, gloves, boots, of course, but also simple things like warm blankets or specialty items like ice skates or snowshoes. Going through your warm winter gear is a good idea to do this time of year regardless, because it's important to make sure that every member of your family has a coat that fits well, boots that are the right size, etc. But while you're going through your things, really consider how many of each type of item you really need. How many hats do you actually need? How many coats are you going to wear throughout the winter? I know that we had gotten into the habit of keeping a lot of excess, especially for the kids. We would have different thicknesses of coats for various types of weather, as well as piles and piles of gloves to make sure we had an extra pair once the first got soggy from playing outside in the snow. But you know how it is. We all have our favorite hats, gloves, boots, and if we are given the opportunity, that is exactly what we will choose every single time. So everything else that is in the closet is probably just excess and prime for decluttering. And let's talk about that specialty winter gear. Those items aren't used nearly as often. In fact, they may be in storage for 11 months of the year and only taken out for 1 month during the winter, or even just one event during the winter time. I know one year we had bought new ice skates for each of our kids, and we had a great time skating on our frozen pond. And then we stored them away until the next year we went to go retrieve them and found that most, if not all, were then too small to even wear. Thankfully, we had different ages of kids, and so we were able to do some handing down. My point here is that this time before Christmas is a prime one to take those special things out of storage, maybe even a little earlier than you would be using them, just to check for sizes. All of this winter stuff, the blankets, the coats, even the ice skates, they are very much needed for this narrow window of time. And so if not needed by you, the sooner that they can exit your house, the better. Are you aware that at many donation centers, Christmas or season-specific items are only accepted during a narrow window of time between mid-November and mid-December? And for that reason, it is important not to put off decluttering this category of items. Some things to consider, of course, include Christmas decorations that haven't been used for multiple years, but less often thought about are things such as wrapping paper, serving dishes, or linens that are really holiday specific. What about Christmas coffee mugs, socks, or PJs? Now would also be a good time to look through those and make some decisions. Another Christmas-specific item type that maybe won't be donated, but we can still take a moment to think about, are the cards and letters that we've received over the years. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who has been guilty in the past for holding on to huge stacks of them. My recommendation is to either choose to display them in a special way, such as having them bound into little booklets, or if you don't plan to look at them, recycle. Another easy and important thing to declutter before Christmas is any big ticket item. It's a great time of year to sell things via marketplace apps or online. People are looking for a great deal, especially on those big ticket items. Computers, TVs, bread makers, stand mixers, espresso machines, furniture pieces, even vehicles. There is a whole variety of things that could fit in this category. In fact, you may already have items in mind that you've been wanting to sell, but you've been putting them off. Well, stop procrastinating because the perfect time to sell is now. Take a few minutes to list that item online and you may find yourself in a win-win situation. You free up some space in your house and someone else's dreams come true by getting a great deal on a product that they've been searching for. They get a deal and you put the extra cash in your pocket and you can apply it then towards your own gift purchases. And if you're hosting during the Christmas festivities, you're going to want to pay attention to this final note. Declutter anything that may be embarrassing or cause problems when you have company. Now, this can be a pretty broad category, and the things that embarrass us can vary greatly from person to person, but consider things such as linens that have stains or rips, towels that smell bad, or dangerous things throughout the home, like broken furniture or rugs that have become a tripping hazard. Could your fridge or pantry use a little decluttering? What about your garage? Are your kitchen counters overflowing to the point that nobody will be able to help you prepare the meals? These are all really important things to think about before you host. And if you identify some problems through this auditing process of looking through all these categories and you are able to take care of them early on in the season, well before Christmas, you're going to more fully enjoy the time that you have when your guests are in your home. Now, as a bonus, I'm going to bring the thoughts back to the very beginning of this video. It is important this time of year to declutter your mindset. If we wanted to, we could be busy about every single day in the month of December, just with preparations and the various activities that are offered. But when we're spinning from one thing to the next and focusing so much on all we have going on during this season, it's easy to lose sight of what we are actually doing it for. The main reason we're celebrating in the first place. The first thing to declutter in regards to mindset is perfectionism. When we have the goal of making sure that everything is perfect, we're setting ourselves up for definite disappointment. It's just not going to happen. In fact, it's not even possible. Another thing to let go of is trying to do everything. Like I said, our calendars can get absolutely packed if we aren't careful. Really try to be mindful this season and make some decisions early on. What are the main events that you want to be sure to incorporate, and which are some that you can let go of? In order to simplify Christmas for our family, some things that we don't do include Christmas caroling, visiting Santa at the mall, taking formal Christmas pictures, cutting down a fresh Christmas tree, or giving gifts to extended family members. Now, I'm not saying any of these things are bad, they just aren't priorities for us. Each of you will need to decide for your own family what you want to focus on, and remember that you can't do everything. Lastly, I encourage you to really take some time to be introspective this time of year. Many of us are very blessed and have a great deal of abundance. Something that we can overlook is that there are others much less fortunate than we are. Reserve time this season for generosity, whether that be volunteering at a soup kitchen, packaging boxes for Operation Christmas Child, or simply donating money to a cause that is near and dear to your heart. So there you go. Those are 5 easy things to declutter before Christmas, plus a couple of bonus thoughts. The great thing about tackling these early on in the season is that you're going to be building some momentum and get yourself into a great rhythm for a fresh start in the new year. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I hope that you'll stop by the cottage again really soon.